that chocolate. You guys are wild. We have a lot to do here today, Patty. We have the best quilt ever. Yes? Whoa! You can't wait to see it, huh? And it's called Grand View. It's a Grand View. You want to see our first Grand View quilt? Okay, I want to hear lots of noise, lots of noise. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Whoops.
Let's straighten.
Oh, no.
Yes, wait a minute.
Hold it, cut it.
Oh, is it crooked? No. Okay. We have to have
I just had that grand entrance and we flubbed it. We'll have to start all over again. Okay.
Now are you ready?
1, 2, 3. Woo! Now tip over and show. Make sure the Karen sees it. If you make noise, you'll get a better show. I'm telling you. Okay, so back up. So, what a grand view. It's out of Zillian fabric. Do you like it? And it is full of fussy cuts. This is the Fussy Cut Show. We should rename it. The Fussy Cut Show, and we are the Fussy Cut girls.
Yes, guilty. Yes.
So, anyhow, this one has the 9.5-inch fussy cut right in the center. Is that beautiful? It is so beautiful that, look in the front page, turn into the front page. So beautiful. We named it after our mother. Aww. This is called Irma's Bouquet. It's very, very beautiful with the fussy cuts in the center. Oh my gosh, let's count the fussy cut. The fussy cut large squares, the little blocks. The blocks have fussy cuts in the centers. Yes, you can touch over there, Vanna. And the corners. And remember the stripe. In the stripe too. Well, it's very special. Very, very special to put it up.
That border, that fussy cut came from this border. You figured that out.
Yeah. So I'm going to put this down just for Orion so he can show everybody out there the picture of our mom, Irma. Boy, when my dad retired, my mother was really worried about what he was going to do and what she was going to do. He took her over her gardening, and she was so bummed, yeah. But anyhow, she just loved her flowers and her garden, and so we named this after her.
But he made like
She's
50 birdhouses.
Yeah.
He made 50 birdhouses.
Yeah, and he was a carpenter. He built things, and
Yeah.
Yes,
and I have many of his birdhouses. Really fun. Okay, first one. It's just a nice small wall hanging, 9 blocks, 3 down, 3 across, and just 5 of the piece ones. Ready?
Yes.
Okay, that's a good one. Okay, now I want you to take your book, and I want you to turn back 2 pages, clear in the back of the book, page 16, and we have a beautiful spring one called Spring on Grandview Avenue. Isn't that beautiful? Spring on Grandview Avenue. So now, not a big fussy cut, not 4 big fussy cuts, but 2 different colorways, 5 and 4. Isn't that pretty?
Yes.
And let's see how many fussy cuts.
lots.
A lot.
In the center. In the corner. Oh, look, I must have gotten tired of fussy cutting. No fussy cut. No fussy cut.
No.
If you're not a fussy cutter, don't worry. You can still make the quilt.
Oh, look, and
Yeah.
you even did kind of like a solid color. But isn't this just a beautiful color? That is just so beautiful.
And you remember this from last month. I got two quilts out of one, and there's one leftover fussy cut, saving it for a special day like today.
cool.
And yeah, and we'll show you later how if you take 4 identical fussy cuts and you can make it into a half square triangle. Do you recognize that flower? That was half of that.
Oh.
And from 4, they're all identical.
Oh, yeah.
So
did you get that, Bonnie? Peeking around and look at the long arm quilting. Is that beautiful?
Wow.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, and then which one do we have? Ah, cool. We have Christmas. You show the Christmas quilt. This is Christmas in Zillion Opal. And it's the next page. Turn the page. Christmas in Zillion Opal. Isn't that fun? Teresa made this one.
yes, and Teresa, she's leaving, but she says it's not as fussy, so it's a lot faster. So, yeah.
And so if you look on page 18, now you find out why we called this block Grand View Avenue. Actually, Grand View Quilt, because our house was on Grand View Avenue. Yeah, actually, my dad built this right after he got home from World War II. I think I was about 3 years old.
49.
And you were already started then. He went fast.
49, I was about 3, yeah.
But I just want to show you, as a house, this little round door, that was photographed so often. Kids in front of the door. And see the window here? Ah, very, very significant, that window. And I have a picture to show you. Every year at Christmas, my mom would hang different things in the window. That was her thing. I think we got it from her, don't you think? Her creativity, she absolutely loved doing it. But can you see the little snowflakes in the window? And then she's got the big candle. She was always like the show house window. Everybody watched.
Who's that little girl in the window?
Patty. And you have a little toy.
Oh, I guess.
You have a little toy. And so come inside the front door, come into the living room, and you are not going to believe we have the most traditional living room that you can ever imagine. Just think, we were the 49ers, so there was the mantle and there was a keystone. Keystone above the front door, keystone for Pennsylvania. I think it means something about friends. You have a friend. That's what it was. You have a friend in Pennsylvania. That was our slogan. Remember that? Well, anyhow, this is my sister Kathy sitting here. This is Patty here with her little gifts. This is me over here. The photographer set us up so that we're so cute together, aren't we? We bought those dresses. Those were the only bought dresses we ever had. But the
you know what?
wingback.
This was before Mother had her sewing machine.
That's why.
Yeah.
That's why
Do
salesman
you know a
came to
door-to-door salesman came
and
sold my mother and Elna?
That's true.
Our mother.
That's true.
Yeah.
So there was the typical flowered chair and the lamp. Is that lamp a kick? The round coffee table. And you went from the dining room into the living room. And in the carpet there was a line between the dining room and the living room.
It was a seam.
A seam. And
Yeah.
we were not allowed to step over that line unless it was Christmas. We would run up to that line and just look at the living room. Didn't we? That is the truth.
Yes.
But Patty did remind me that in the summer, whenever we went to the library and picked up all of our summer books to read, we were allowed to sit in the living room and read in the summer, but that was the only time. Anyhow, that was 401. And this is just such a beautiful setting here with the quilt. That's the first setting.
Did you notice the points? I love what she did. Yes, and these are all in the pattern, so you have lots of choices. And she added those extra points so it really looks like a star. And just doesn't it make you want to start sewing red and green? I do. I want to start. Yeah.
So each square is a 3-inch finish size. The corners, the little stripe, the center, 3-inch. And so these are 3-inch half square triangles as well. All 3-inch, so they went together. Cool. Do you have one more? Let me see. Yes.
Yes. Oh,
Which one?
This one's a little different.
Okay. I'm thinking, all right, let's see it. I'm trying to think if we have everything. We have a second setting. Now the blocks are set on point. Oh, ooh, that's your cover quilt.
So, do you know what? I started to make a 35 block quilt and I laid them all out straight and they just were boring. So I turned them on point. And I loved it so much better because I love the way the two colorways connect with these lines running through it. And on the diagonal, it just looks, it's a dynamic design with that different setting.
And the block is extremely easy to make.
Yes.
But it's the fussy cuts. More fussy cuts. Isn't that pretty? So between the two settings, it's really, really fun to do.
And this one, Elle and I did together. She was sewing, I was cutting, and she was sewing so fast, I learned how to fussy cut fast. Look at all this little, but we made 3 blocks in an hour. And yeah.
3 blocks in an hour.
Back then, I was doing it kind of the old-fashioned way with template plastic. But you know, you can't really trim around something like this. So now we have all our fussy cut rulers and it's a lot easier. So
yes, we have all those fussy cut rulers.
Yeah. And you do too, yeah. Okay.
Oh, did Judy Jackson quilt this?
Yes. It's stunning. Oh, and she just finished this one this morning.
Listen, talk about hot off the press. This
Yeah.
is Judy's from this morning.
Wow.
Yeah, I said, I want to try different colors.
Okay,
So-
1, 2, 3. Ooh. Ah.
Yeah, that's me.
These are Patty colors. I thought you gave up on purple.
I'm addicted. I can't stop.
But now you said turquoise is one of your favorites.
Oh, yeah.
So now you're putting purple and turquoise together.
Yeah.
Isn't that
so-
pretty? That is stunning. That is really
Yeah.
nice. She told me last week she thought we needed another one to show. I think you just wanted to make it.
Well,
It's very pretty.
that's a good
So
thing.
where's the fussy cuts here?
Oh, they're hidden. Actually,
They are?
they're in the centers. I used a lot of batiks, but for the centers, I wanted something really vibrant. And do you recognize those flowers? Cave. They're cave facet. They're the
they
center
are flowers.
flowers. And the quilting, kind of hides it a little bit. It's done
It looks
in
really
a darker
pretty on
color.
screen.
But-
Very, very pretty.
Oh, good. Oh,
Very, very
okay.
pretty.
Great.
Very pretty.
Okay.
And look at the back. Isn't this fun too? Yeah. Polka dots. Polka dots. Okay, fussy cut. So now we have to all 3 stand together because we are the 3
You go back.
fussy cut girls.
All right.
Yes, take a bow.
Fussy cut.
We each have a new technique to show you. Okay, so this is fussy cut girl number 1.
Fussy cut.
I am fussy cut girl number 2. And
Oh, I'm fussy, fussy, fussy. You know, when she pulled out that mic, I thought we were a singing trio. Don't we look like we're going to do a dance or something? Yeah.
oh my gosh, we can't do that. Okay, we have to hold it because run around the table because we have to get this back there. I'm the wrong person to be holding. And so now we are starting with fussy cut technique Number 1. Take your book. Doesn't your pattern look nice, huh?
I'm coming.
Look on page 4.
Do you want me to hold the mic
We're
for
going
you?
to start
Yeah,
on
I'll hold it
page
for you.
4.
Okay.
Okay, and Teresa is the fussy cut girl with large scale florals.
Wouldn't that be fun? A nice dress.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, I didn't get to make it, but I'll show you how to do fussy cuts then. Okay, we did this really big, so you could see how it goes in a road. Your big fussy cuts or any cuts that you do. Sorry, let me make sure it
Okay,
stays
there
on
we
the
go.
table.
Okay,
Right?
that's
there you
good.
go. Well, stays on the table, and then this is for the large, the 9.5. See it? And you kind of almost we did this morning with 3 of the same. I'm sorry I didn't remove this from my last month, but see?
Oh,
Or your
look
fussy
at
cuts.
that.
And they don't have to be exactly the same fussy cut. Like these two are alike, but this is not.
And then we have another one here.
Whoa. So
You see it?
we're only on half of the width. Is that cool?
And then when Patty lines it up like this, you're gonna come and you find your other fussy cuts. The Eleanor eventually gonna show you how you get fussy with two side triangles.
This is a 4.5.
Mm-hmm. See, like in here, I'm just keep looking at this, but I know I cannot get it
No.
right here. Well, I just can come back and put these rows in the middle, and then she's gonna have rows cut. This is half triangle and this is half triangle, and you still can see those beautiful roses. Then another very common fussy cut that we do for this quilt is the 3.5.
The center.
So you can either just totally center one little rose, or you can
see that.
center as much as you can of 3 roses there. See, there is another beautiful one right here. So you just play it all over, and then you can almost use everything for fussy cut. See it right there? That's the 3.5. Okay.
You don't have to waste anything. Okay, would you fussy cut for everybody with a ruler?
Sure. I'm gonna cut this one right here. Thank you for sharing your cutter.
Okay.
I am a left-handed, so I started from the left to the right and right-handed to right to left. Okay.
She's left-handed. I'm right.
And then the very thing you're gonna center your bouquet is in the half of 9.5 is 4 3/4, right? 4
You thought you're
3/4.
going to trick them, Teresa.
I know. So go ahead and focus on the 4 3/4 and then see the center of your bouquet, because it's a lot of going on with the bouquet. You're not necessarily doing your flowers, you're doing your vines and leaves and so on. So I'm pretty satisfied with this, what I have. So I'm going to go ahead and do these 2 cuts,
2 sides.
2 sides. Then you just have to give that back to the camera and then do the other 2 sides.
1. Creeps me out.
There it is. There is your 2 and you get it, right? Yeah. And then if you need your other ones, you just go and place it and do the same cut.
You going to do
Over
that
and
one?
over.
Okay.
Want me to? Let me see if I'm under the,
Oh, you're not quite on the...
I know.
Okay. So that's a little one right in the middle. I want to...
But I want to see, because what you're going to do, you're going to use half triangle, so you're going to have to make sure you line it up like this, so you have these flowers here and these flowers here instead of going the other way.
Okay.
See what I mean? Elle
Okay.
says,
Okay, fine. Okay. Fine, Teresa. I want to see how you do this little one.
What do you mean?
Oh, my gosh. Watch that finger.
What finger? There you go.
Beautiful.
Got it.
Beautiful.
The best way to cut it is if you're in a corner, then you can go from one side to the next, and you can easily do all 4 cuts.
Okay.
There
Okay.
you go.
Fussy cut girl number one. Take a bow.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. You're getting applaud. Okay, so now I'm Fussy cut girl number 2. Okay, now one of you guys have to take the mic and you have to give me my little piece because Orion cleared up my table. And okay. So now I am making fussy cut half square triangles on the bottom half of page 4. I'm not real fussy. I just like get it done, right? But still, you can just this time you need to have a 4.5 inch fussy cut. 4.5 inch fussy cut and a 4.5 inch background piece. Okay, background. Just put them right sides together. Draw your diagonal line right down through the middle and sew a 1/4 inch away on both sides, right? Okay, and so then you got this really cool ruler, right? You can take the straight edge and just cut it in half. Right down through the middle, and now you have 2. And now we're going to square these up to 3.5 inches. So I'm going to use the opposite end, put 3.5, the line 3.5 on the stitches, okay? It has to go on the stitches. It's a little oversized, and now I'm looking around the outside edge to make sure it's okay. I trim away what I don't want. Okay, so 1, 2, and then just cut off the corners. Okay, and I'm going to toss this to Teresa, and look at those fussy cut girls. They just totally left me. And now they're running away, and we probably don't even have the iron hot. Wait a minute. I'm the queen of the fussy cuts here. You guys left me alone. Okay, set the seam with the dark. You are, Patty. I'm the queen of the strippers.
Yeah.
Okay, so Teresa, can you set that seam and press it open, cutting off the corners? Okay. 1.
Oh, this is
Set the seam. It's cute.
very lots of flowers.
Yeah, it works being not so fussy, huh? Okay. Oh, it's beautiful. Love it. And now, look what we have. We have 2 fussy cuts. They look good? They look pretty good for the corners, right? Yeah, I think so. Oh, and look at fussy cut 3. She's pushing me right out of here.
I just got to cut this last fussy cut. It's just, so whenever I do a fussy cut, and I want to make identical fussy cuts. Previously, we took our template and we put a piece of Invisigrip on the back, and we would trace the outline of the flower. But then you just mess up your ruler. So the easiest way to do that is take your fussy cut and line it up with the fabric, with the pattern, and that's the easiest way to make identical fussy cuts. Do you see how the design in the fabric is just a continuation of that pattern? So if you just lay it down and then take a little sharp, or whatever marker you like, mark off your 4 corners.
And sure you can't get any more out of that
I
piece?
probably could. Hey, I could do a miniature quilt.
You could. I love miniatures. They
yeah.
look really cute too.
Yeah, we miss Sue's miniatures. So, and then the 4.5 inch fussy cut. Okay. Okay, we'll just line it up and trim. Do I have to do it?
Only if you close it after you cut.
Oh.
I'm
Fake
staying
do it,
away
Patty.
from
What?
her.
What?
Huh?
Fake do it.
Fake do
Oh,
it.
fake do it. Okay. And Teresa was saying if you work on the corner of your table, you can just walk around the table, just go zip, 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 zip. That's how you do it really quickly.
That's good.
That's my favorite cutting
That's good.
technique.
That's
Okay.
Yay! We have 2 fussy cuts.
And if you have 4 identical fussy cuts, and then you do what Elle just showed you, your background, draw the line, sew, cut them apart, and we get 2 with this design, and the other 2 are a little bit different, but you
That
can
looks good.
see, yeah, you can see how each block has identical cuts. So, okay. Now we have to get just a little bit more fussy. This is, and Teresa told me, she said, nobody will ever do this, but I did it. And
You're right. You just look and go, no.
I know. But what I did, using the stripe, and if you just kind of focus on that quilt on the wall,
Ta-da!
it's actually a combination of 2 different fabrics. We use the large scale and also the border stripe. And Teresa, did I notice you were carrying that border stripe?
Oh, it is in the store.
It's
We
in the
have it
store.
in the
Okay, and if you all remember in the past, there is a wide stripe which used that center square, and then the narrow stripe, I put these little corners. And we're going to use this handy little ruler. I love it. I use it all the time. So if you first trim your strip down to 3 inches wide, and just by lining up your ruler, the 1/4 inch line on the inside edge of the red line, and then trim on each side, we end up with a 3-inch strip.
Very important.
And you can do this with other fabrics also. And then using the double square up, place the 4-inch line on the edge of the strip, and let's center the flower right inside that triangle. And then, oh, can I borrow your cutter?
Only if you close it.
I will. Okay. So we'll just cut
Oops.
the first one
Cute.
and then turn it around.
And you can cut a second one.
Second one from the opposite
That's
side.
the waist.
Yes.
Oops.
You can have that. Okay.
You can't do anything with that one. Not enough.
Okay.
Look how cute.
I closed it for you.
Thank you.
Okay, and then the secret ingredient you have to have tape.
Scotch
tape, any tape. And we're going to tape those 2 together.
Okay.
Whoops. Like maybe a 2-inch length. Cut it down the middle.
We go through so much tape at my house. If you give the grandchildren a roll of Scotch tape and those tubes, toilet tissue rolls, they can build anything.
And then just tape right down the middle. When I was an art teacher, the best project, we called them tube towers. And we had, we just made tubes out of paper, and the paper, I'm not doing very well.
Yeah, what happened?
I don't know. I wasn't thinking about this. I was thinking about the tube towers.
Just stick it together.
Okay, tape them together, And then we'll get our background.
The same size.
Yes.
This is a 3.5-inch square.
4-inch.
Oh, it's a 4-inch.
Yeah, it's a 4-inch.
4-inch. Okay, let
And
me
then a pin.
see. Does the book say that? Yep, it does say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, and obviously this will only do 2 corners. So if you do 2 sets, oh, I got 3. And then that's, okay, and then you'll stitch a 1/4 inch on each side. And then when you cut,
Down through the middle.
this is an unusual block. Guess what I ended up with? Mine got mixed in with yours. I got 1 paisley and 1, oh well. Okay, I do have another one. It's right here. Okay.
So, that was the 3 fussy cuts. Thank you. And now we'll get down to business. We got to get the block done, right? So we just told you those. You have your choice. You could use those in this quilt, any quilt, whatever you want to do. But now I am the no-frills girl. Don't take all my tools away. I need them.
Are those yours?
Yep, I need them.
You need
Nope.
this. Okay.
I need this. I need
Okay.
my marker. So I turn the page. Beep. Okay, I have 2 rectangles, and I have just complete small scale print, no fussy cuts. Yay. Yay! Did I hear yay? Fine. We waste our time, though. So just the no frills fabric, the background fabric, right sides together. This is a 4x8 set. This is enough for all of your corner squares. This is a really cool ruler because now I'm just going to line up 4 inches and draw my center line, right? Down through the middle. And whoops, it's not very dark, but let me just try that again. Okay, and then you just turn it. You don't have to go look for another ruler because you got an all-in-one, and just up and down like this. Easy. And then you're just going to sew 1/4 inch from each side, right? 1/4 inch, put your 1/4 inch. I already have a jumper scrap already ready to go. And you sew 1/4 inch down one side, turn it around, and sew up the other side. So I forgot to tell you whenever we were showing the quilts that we called this one Our Town. It's for Main Street. Oh my gosh, it went up Grandview Avenue and you were right at Main Street at the Main Street School. It was simple. We could do things so easy then. We walked to school.
3 blocks.
Three
That's all it
blocks
was.
we walked to school, and our mother was so good. She would pick these little flowers for us in the morning before she left, wrap them in little wet paper towel, and we would present them to our teachers. And we all thought, we got a lot of brownie points over that. I will never forget that because I thought my teachers really liked me just because I gave her flowers all the time. And we also enjoyed, like, we would go down to the creek and pick violets, buttercups, Jack in the Pulpit for May Day baskets.
Oh,
We would always do these little.
I think you're not allowed to pick Jack in the Pulpits.
I know. I
It's
think I
illegal.
did that in Maine one time. I was
Oh.
really bummed. But anyhow, yeah, you're not supposed to do that anymore. But we didn't know it then. Okay, so now I've got both sides, so I can just go
turn it,
ahead
turn it,
and put.
Turn it.
Turn it.
Turn your ruler.
It's okay. I'm just going to cut on the lines.
Oh, okay. I usually turn it the other way.
Oh,
Turn it bigger, like the bigger side. That's okay.
get your hands out of there. We're all going to cut it. Okay, So now you made me miss a spot. Okay, now I have 4, right? Okay, so now we're just going to take the 3.5-inch line right on here and place it on the stitches. 3.5 line goes on the stitches. And then you just trim, and that's not over there, much over there. And you just cut off your corners, ta-da! And you set the seams, and you press it open. Cool. So, this is just about 3.5 inches. Oh my gosh, not much work to do here. Okay, so Patty gave me her box. And you know how she said she likes to do everything perfect. Wow, I was excited. They were all perfect.
Oh, they were?
Yes.
Oh, good.
So look what I got. Wow. All set to go, and I put them all together in little groups. So the next thing you need, next page, beep. 1.5-inch strips. One of these, only 14 inches. You'll have enough for 1 block. So out of one big long one, 2 blocks. 1.5 inches. Sew them with 1/4 inch seam. Be careful. Go ahead and sew just a little bit. Measure. Press your seams toward the outside, the dark strips, and measure before you go too far, just to make sure they're 3.5 inches. Your center is 3.5, your corners are 3.5. So make sure you have, that was pretty good, huh? Yeah, use my baby lock. Okay, and now I need, let me see, how about, should we use this one? I'm going to go with this one. How about this one? It'll be a great 3.5 inches. Okay, let's just start on the 1/4 inch, square it off, and then you can go ahead and cut 3.5 inch squares. How's that for versatility? Only one. I am constantly looking for my rulers. I should say I'm constantly looking for everything. I wish my rulers would beep. Say, I'm under this stack of stuff. Okay, got 4, and that's extra.
Okay.
I can't throw it away because we can use it. Okay, so now you want to just lay out your center. Look how cute. There's your center. And just place your stripes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cute. Looking good. And now my simple little paisley. Look, it looks like interesting swirling. I really like it. Ta-da!
Beautiful, Elle.
Is that pretty?
Oh.
Very, very pretty. Am I going to sew it together? You want me to? Or do you guys know?
We need to lay out the other
You know? You can read the pattern, right? Okay. Oh, that's good. So we're just going to pack that all up, and I'm going to show you how you sew lattice to your blocks. Turn the page. Beep. Oh, my goodness. It shows all the stripe and all the cornerstones for the straight one. And on the next page, it's the yardage. Main Street Quilts. Okay, and finally, the lattice is on page 12. The lattice is on page 12. The little lattice is 1 1/4 inches. That's narrow, isn't it? 1 1/4 inches. Wow, really, really little. But if you turn it this way, okay, I'm going to make sure. Oh, look. Okay, so now, so you get all the little fussy cuts going in the right direction, put the main flower that you want for your fussy cut in the top left corner.
Oh, I'm looking
That-
at the wrong direction.
You get so confused. I know. This is the tricky thing when you do video. you have to make it look for the camera, but look at the audience, and it gets very confusing. But, okay, and I want these all right side up. Okay, so you would stack your blocks with your lattice and your cornerstones, and then we like to flip it so that the seams are on the top. This is going to go like this, 2, right along here, and I'm going to sew straight down. And that Teresa, she is so busy getting those rows all put up. And how about why sew this? You guys can talk about what you're doing, but Patty, I know you have to like go, Is she okay, Orion?
I'm going to be blocking your view,
Yeah.
so I'm going to move over here.
Okay, that's better. You move.
Okay.
So you
All
can
right.
talk so they can see. All right. I am lining this up. Are they doing good behind me?
It's almost done.
Almost done.
We're
Don't
gonna have
look.
it done
Don't look.
before you're done.
I believe that. So when I'm done with this, I am going to press my seams toward the lattice. And you see that I'm adding just on 2 sides. So look up at the top one, number 1 in the number 1 row. Do you see how it has a lattice and a cornerstone added to one side? So that's what you have to do. You have to add single lattice and cornerstones added to the ends of every row.
So this one has not been sewn, but all the other rows we have added that lattice cornerstone on the end of the row. And if you look in your pattern, you'll see how it's all very carefully designated what you add and when. And then the very bottom corner, it adds a side lattice and cornerstone, and then along the bottom, 1 lattice and 2 cornerstones. And then shall we sew it together now?
Okay.
Okay.
We'll sew together.
I've got my sewing machine going
I'll just
here.
stop.
Okay.
I'll move out of my way.
Okay, now and this is really important. You want to start at the bottom, because I learned the hard way. I didn't do it, and I had a problem. So if you start with the bottom and sew on each side, we'll add these are called this is called the bottom row.
And pretend.
What's that?
You forgot to make your sewing noise. Your
Oh.
machine not working. Okay, that's better. Gotta get your machine working.
Okay.
And notice there are tips hanging out at the bottom.
Okay, you may cut off that little tip, but this is what you don't want to do. You don't want to add the side triangle until you sew these 2 rows together, because you see how that tip's pretty long there? So if you sew these last 2 rows together, gee, did I match them well? They look pretty good. And then once these are sewn, oops, they're not staying very well.
Oops.
But you get the idea. Then once these 2 are sewn together, and by the way, when you sew them together, if you flip this row,
Oops.
it's easier to sew with the block on top. Can you picture that? If that block is underneath, when you're sewing, those little seams will flip underneath. So if
they flip out.
Yeah, they flip out. So if you just kind of place this row on top and stitch, it goes easier. And then once these are sewn together, now we can add the side triangles, see? And you see how nicely that fits together. And then we can continue working also from the bottom to the top. And the final step is we'll add the corner triangles.
And just in case you didn't notice, on page 14 there is an excellent set of illustrations, all drawn for you to see how you start with the bottom, the little bottom corner, and sew the row together, and then the triangles go in the ends. And just put it all together. Wow, did you say wow? Wow, was that fun, huh?
That was fast.
That was fast.
Yeah.
We were fast. The Fussy Cut girls are fast.
3 makes a team.
Oh my goodness. Thank you. That was a lot of fun. So enjoy your Fussy Cuts. Woo!